George worshipped with one of the Pentecostal churches in town. He was a fervent and credible Christian in his early days of conversion, but seemed to deviate from the right path about a few years back when he started professing and displaying boisterous faith. Though currently jobless, George often boasts that he serves a very big God who provides all his needs. His closest friend, Jude, whom he was instrumental in securing job for in the past, is fed up with George's hypocrisy. For almost a year, George has been squatting with Jude in Jude's 2-bedroom apartment. Both Jude and his wife are highly supportive of him.
It is our redemptive right to be kings in God's kingdom. Please stay down as well. Then to head to that program I talked to you about.
Please don't stay out late.
Okay. See you when I come back.
Don't stay out late because the security situation will run.
Okay. See you when I come back.
Alright, take care.
Father, just as you made a way in the wilderness, Father, create ways, Father, opportunities for me, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Father, divine opportunities, Lord. I pray for divine.
George never at any point sourced for job, but depended on stipends given to him by friends. He recently decided to get married to his 3 years betrothed without a dime.
Is there anything wrong in doing that?
My brother,
every single thing about it is wrong. I mean, you know your financial condition. At this point, you are financially deficient. I wonder what you are doing.
See, if it is the monetary aspect that are concerned about, you guys should not worry yourself. You know why? Because I serve a big God. He will provide all my needs.
George, you serve the same God here. Serving God does not mean you don't know when to do the right thing.
See, with God, there's no wrong time to do the right thing.
I think something is wrong with you.
No, that's the truth.
Living is just his faith.
Jude had to rally round George's other friends to help sponsor his wedding and take away impending shame when George insisted on marrying a sweetheart whom he has been dating for 3 years without progress. They raised about ₦1 million and handed it over to George, but it was all expended on the ceremony at George's indiscretion. Regret is filling Jude's heart now and is wondering what to do next, as George's wife has become his additional responsibility. Yes, George and his wife had been at Jude's place 5 months after the wedding. George has never been able to single-handedly cater for his wife. What is most pathetic is that George did get a lucrative job 2 months ago with an oil servicing company in Port Harcourt, thanks to Jude's recommendation of him to the human resource manager. But George resigned after a month on the ground of stress. At least, that was what he told Jude.
I don't understand. Why the resignation?
Sir, I can't tell you, sir. It's quite personal decision, sir.
Your friend said you needed job badly.
That's true, sir. That's true.
So, I don't understand this sudden change of mind. That's why the resignation. Why?
So, like I said earlier, it is quite personal. And please, if you don't mind, can I take my leave?
He did give out his entire earnings of about 200,000 as first fruits in church before his resignation, with the hope that his big God will reward him with a better job.
Lord bless you. In everything you do, your going out is blessed. Your coming in is blessed.
George's other friends have deserted him. Jude is about to do same also, as his generosity has reached its limit. Though his wife kept telling him to endure and remember that the same George got him his present job. He does not want to have misunderstanding with his wife, but he cannot condone George's kind of faith either anymore.
Do you know how hard it was for me to get him that job?
I know. I understand, but I don't want us to be an hindrance since it was through him you got your job.
That is one of the reasons I'm doing all I can. But this responsibility is becoming heavier every single day. I was happy he finally get a good job, but he resigned.
I know, please. Don't just bear with him.
Yeah, I'm feeding 4 mouths instead of 2. Do you know what that means?
I know of a lady one time. She's a senior colleague. She's a friend to my friend. So she's still single. And then the church she was attending at one time, the pastor just matchmake her with another brother, and then somehow when the marriage just happened, so she was saying something fishy. She couldn't understand. He had a jeep then, was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So much started investigating, and she found that the house he was staying, the church just rented it for him when he wanted to matchmake, and she's a lawyer too. The car, he got it on credit. And after a while, she stopped seeing the car. Then she asked what happened to the car. He said he gave it out to somebody to use. Not that the owner of the car came to take his car back.
A lot of
and it was the church that was actually matchmaking these two people, and they know what was happening.
A lot of the brothers are also they lie a lot. I'm serious. A lot of these people, so-called tongue speaking, you need to be careful with their mouth, because what they will tell you, you might just believe it, and by the time you get to the house, the house is empty. That's it.
Let me read a scripture for you to settle all this trash of laziness and all the rest. Exodus chapter 31, I'll read from verse 1 to 6 quickly, and I say some thing. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, See, I have called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and have filled him with the Spirit of God. It is not enough having the Spirit of God. In wisdom, it's not enough in having wisdom, and in understanding, and in the knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship. All manner of work. All manner of work. If you say you have faith, faith does not stand in abeyance of faith. No. Give me the scripture that you are standing on. And that scripture must produce result. That's why the Bible says, by it, the elders obtained a good report. What is the report? They believed in a particular thing, believed that the word of God will not fail them, and eventually, this is the result of their faith. So if the brother say he has faith and is jobless, it's a problem to his friend and the family, he should believe God for a job, send out his CVs, and whatever job that comes, he should start from there. And then eventually God will take him to the height he wants to take him to. Everybody started from the bottom. It is bottom up. So all this kind of rubbish face, people profess and confess, it goes nowhere without any action. God said, listen, it is not only Bezalel, Aholiab is there. And anybody that is like-minded, you have that kind of wisdom, knowing what to do. How can you just be in another person's house? You are not doing anything, they are feeding you. Now you have brought the man, the friend that has done that he simply did, doing a good thing at the expense of a right thing.
Okay.
Because it helped him to get a job, so he's feeding him. It's good. But is it right?
Are you going to pay
Is
back?
it sustainable? This man is having a wife now, so very soon he's expected his faith. That is big faith. Maybe he's going to produce 8 children, or triplets, or quadruplets. What happens then? So these are the things that people should watch out for. If you have faith, give me results. That's what the Bible says. Let me see your works that this faith you have has produced.
Corresponding action. You're going to say something to learn that.
I wanted to say, even as his friend, immediately he got a job. No matter even how small, he would have arranged, okay, it's time for you to move. It's time for you to move. Go and stay on your own and establish your own life. Do you understand?
Yes. Alright, we're going to go on a short break. When we come back, we are going to finally profess prefer rather solutions to all of the individuals and the parties that are involved in this deliberation. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Decisions. We are still talking about a man of faith and where to draw the line between faith and laziness. Before we went on the break, we were saying some things, and I just remembered during the break that he was given some money for his wedding. You know, like I think over $500,000 or something around. Then he spent everything on his wedding. I'm beginning to think this guy has a very serious character issue. What do you think, Mr. Lorna?
He's believing that it's his big God that provided the for him. But I think his friends, on the other hand, have condoled him for too long and have not told him the truth to his face. You know, there are times that even if you need, for a friend, you need to even quarrel and fight, and his friends should tell him, pack out of my house now. You know that, sometimes you need to face the truth and tell it to the individual. If not, the person will not take responsibility. For example, that money, if he's not earning 1 naira, he doesn't even know how money, comes around. So they will have probably given him a quarter of it, use the quarter to rent an apartment for him, and then after his wedding, they call him and sit him down and say, well, you are no longer staying in our friend's house. We've rented so and so place for you. Then you now have to think of how to manage your life with this. This is what we have left. They can even give it the leftover, share it into 2 again, because he will certainly not manage that first half. So it's about managing individuals. Very important. They would have, because he just believes the big God is providing for him everything, and they're he's so comfortable.
Let's make the society better. Stop giving people fish to eat. Teach them how to catch fish.
But this one doesn't want to be taught to catch fish. He has given the job.
Because we have refused to tell him the truth.
Yes.
The friends just refuse. They are doing a good thing at the expense of the right thing.
Okay.
So there is no free meal anywhere. Somebody paid for it and the friend is suffering. There's already a problem in the family. And if it continues like that, eventually it will affect the health of the family that is keeping him. So you now have problem, turbulence. One, the friend that came into the home, and then the owners of the home.
Yeah.
Instead of moving the society forward, we are now retrogressing because of the action of one man. So please, let us tell people the truth, whether it is bitter or not. That's the only way society can make progress. Let's think about people did all this for us to see, and we are benefiting because of the works of others. We should also be able to drop certain things others should learn through us and make the society better than the way they are going to meet it. That's the very essence of creation. Philippians 2:13. God, the desire is that we give him pleasure. And if we are not doing the right thing, God will be just angry. Say, why did I even take my time off to create all these things? And yet they are not doing anything, not adding any value to what I've given to them.
Okay, because
another thing the friend could have done was, you give someone a job, what's that amount of money? And then he resigns. And take, oh yes, he's to pay his first fruit. But when you are ready to pay your first fruit, know that you are going to continue that job. Afterwards to get someone. If good friend will tell you, well, since you've done this, I gave you a job, you didn't see it important, pack your things out of my house. He's telling him, pack your things out of my house, is not because he's angry, but he needs to let him know that what he did, he has to take responsibility. The fact that he's telling him, move out of my house, does not mean that he will not help him, but he has the back of his mind that I need to let this man know what is happening. Life is not so rosy.
Yeah.
If you want to enjoy, then enjoy the money that you worked for. Don't enjoy the money that someone else is, putting to. There are so many people that do this, and at the end, they even enjoy more than the people that is giving them money.
Yeah.
Because they'll just sit down at home enjoying their life, and the other person is working hard and struggling to get something small to give to you. And then there are in fact, so many unappreciative people. You get something to give to them, and at the end you say, is it only this one you gave to me? Let them go and work for that small one. Then they will know what it's like.
Okay, so now you people have been giving hints and hints. I know you couldn't wait to get here, but finally, how do we as friends handle other friends that are like this? For example, the family that was putting up with this young man. How do we, when we see these kind of traits in our friends, how do we help them out? Reverend.
The Bible says, open rebuke is better than secret love. This man is in trouble, and we need to tell him that what is happening to him is the one that is contributing to his own problem. Is the devil of his own life. And then he should see it in the light of the scriptures, that what he's doing is wrong, and turn away from it. Let him ask the friends to help him to get a good job. And to, if there's a problem of instability on the job, that is the reason why we pray.
Yes.
We have challenge here. Lord, help us out of this challenge, so that the man will be stable, and also because he has benefited from his friends, he too now will become a person that could extend the same love to others, because he has already benefited from others. So that is the thing we need to do and tell people.
Okay.
It's very important.
Yes, I used to tell people that there is no job that is 100% good. Everybody has challenges at the office. There's no, even in church, as a worker in church, whatever, you meet people, you have challenges. No matter how good the job is, you will surely face challenges. So is to let him know that there's no job that doesn't have its challenges. You need to work, and you meet challenges. When you are able to overcome them, you become a better person. So you need to go out. Stop staying indoors. Go out and look for, and it's just keep talking, and then if possible, if you have to involve his family, like his friend, call his elder people that he will probably listen to. Even if it's his pastor, the pastor that collected the money, you go and meet him.
That's why we are saying that the pastor should be able to be very close to their members.
Yes,
so it's not the issue of a tithe and offering and all the rest of them, and thereby creating more problem in the society. The man he brought 200,000, you didn't ask him any question. How is your wife? Are you still in Jude's house? Why? How come you don't have a job? Okay, you just got a job. You want to leave the job? Why are you leaving the job? These are the things. It's not the issue of collecting the money. The pastor would have maybe said, okay, keep this money aside. Let's pray and know the will of God concerning you. Either to leave that job or to remain in the job. So these are the things. It's not just a one-day thing now. Just because the way the man is living is like an event. I'm living with Jude. I go work. I've gotten one salary. I leave that place. I have first fruits. God will give me a job now. You share lunch children. No.
I know the church one time that the guy used to work. Whenever he worked like an offshore job, whenever he comes back, he takes the whole money straight to the church. The whole money straight to the church. The pastor notices the first time, second time, third time. They called the wife. Right. How have you been living? She said that the money that my husband works, everything I give to the church. Probably gives maybe like 5% or 10%. I give it to the church. So the next time the guy came with the money, have you given your wife money? He said no. So they gave him the money back. Say go and give your wife. First. When she collects the one that's okay for her, if it's still remaining, you bring back. If it's not remaining, let her take everything. Take the wife as your church. We will give you your blessings like that. I think that our church is actually very encouraging.
Yes, very important. And seminars too, youth seminars. They should discuss these issues. Tell them your responsibility as a man, as a woman, pre-marriage, as in before marriage. All these things that will also help them. Okay. Can you
speak a little bit on those responsibilities before marriage of young men, like what they should do? You know how most times we have people that they go to school from their parents' house. Yes. After school, they go back to their parents' house. Yes. They start living from their parents' house. From their parents' house, they just get married. Straight away. That will give them some issues when they get married initially, because you are meant to. The Bible says a man will leave his mother and father and stay with and get a wife. So that means that you should have been responsible for yourself before you get married. To be responsible for another person. Because as a man, you are the head of the house. So you are now responsible for your wife and for your children. So you should be able to stay on your own and have the access to to your own life. So that when you bring in a woman, the woman will be comfortable with you.
As a man, you are the leader of the team. So to some extent, it means you are disciplined. This area, this is what you do. That area, that is what you do. So even in the time of courtship, The wife who is coming in should be able to know these are the way the man runs his home. So her coming in is to actually make the process faster and better, to get better results. But when these structures are not there in the first place, it is a sign that there's a challenge with where the woman is
Going
very
to.
important, very important. Forget about kisses and all the rest of them. After some months, you'll be tired. You'll be tired. So this is a vision. This is what you people are pursuing. So these structures must be in place. The man must have a job. If he doesn't even have a job, he's skilled. So the possibility of getting a job is there. Or if the job is not there, there are many jobs he starts. It may be little in the beginning, but your later end shall greatly increase. That's the Bible perspective to life. So these things must be there. If the man must get himself something to do, the woman should know that the man is doing something, or the man is skilled. The possibility is there. If she's working, okay, I know this man is disciplined. It's only that the job is not there, and very soon we will get there. And then believe God and pray. This is the prayer. Why are you praying? Lord, intervene in my affairs. Yes. This is a specific need in this home. Step in so that my husband will have a job, who can live a good. Or some people say, no, he doesn't have a job. Lord, we want to believe you. Before the day of our wedding, the husband to be will have a job. So that we can live.
But we must first see that the man is putting in effort.
Yes,
he's
very important. He knows where he's going to. He knows where he's going to. He's not bringing a woman that become what's called recreation object for him in the home.
Churches really need to enforce.
Yes.
Because a lot of people just come in.
They don't even know.
Class, they don't.
They see their friends getting married, so they want to get married.
You know, that's sense of responsibility. They need to realize, people, a man and a woman need to realize that want to get married, need to realize the responsibility that comes along with marriage. And then if they are maybe because of love, you know, the pastors, the people taking them in true class should now realize these people are, they are not, you know, then go into details. Where do you stay? Where do you work? How, you know, it's not in all situations. There are some people you see, you know this person is ready. You know, there are some others you see. So that's what pastoral work, you know, it's
okay to call off some people, or it's okay not to agree to wed some people.
Sure. At the early stage.
Sure.
No, it's not, you know, it's not, that's why it's good. At the early stage, when they come, you start asking them questions. You know, so from there, they come to realize that this thing might not, you know, work. We need to wait a while. We need to settle things, you know, before we go ahead.
Thank you. This has been very enlightening for me. Like that word structure that Pastor talked about, putting structure into looking for structures in the man's life. That settled a lot of questions, and I hope it did for young ladies out there too. So finally, we want to hear your final, your final advice to everybody, the young men out there, especially that are all about trusting God and no work.
God is a worker. He is still working. That is why there are no pillars in heaven. He still sustains his creation. It's not a lazy God. Jesus said, my Father is working. Therefore, I must work. And he went further to say, I must do the work of him that sent me. My calling could be business, could be what you are doing now, could be teaching. For a time will come, old age will come, that you cannot walk. So at the end of the day, our life here on earth, what's the bottom line? Will be known by the problems we created or solutions we provide to the world God brought us into. I choose to be in the second bet, that I came, I saw the little solution I can provide, I have, and then to some extent, the society is better in my small corner than the way I met it. So that's my advice.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Olorunda.
The Bible says that we should walk while it is day, for the night cometh when no one can walk. I know it's talking about, you know, the spiritual, but it also goes to the physical. So it is while you are young that you should walk. Don't be lazy. Because when it's night, like his pastor said, you can't walk anymore and you can't gather anything. So while it is day, while you can, then go ahead and walk. Walking cannot kill any man.
No.
It will not. If one walk will kill you, you will see the one that you do that will not kill you. Certainly. But we need to be responsible and walk and, tell our friends, people around us that it's good to walk. There's joy, in walking. There's joy.
Not wrong jobs like what young men are doing now.
No, not Yahoo
Yahoo job and all the rest of them.
They're not peaceful.
They are not.
They are not.
Yes.
But when you walk, no matter how little it is,
Yes.
you are satisfied.
Satisfaction comes in from what you are eating from. It's because of the effort you put into that thing. So when it comes, no matter how little, it gives you joy. So it's important.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a very enlightening one. Thank you very much. Viewers at home, some of the few things I learned and I had to write down is that for men, for human, if we take out work from our lives, we have failed. Yes. Mama said that there's working is an integral part of the human life. Also, it's important that before we start thinking of getting married, we should have structures in our lives, because when you have structure and there's someone else joining you, it's easier to just follow the structures, and a lot of things don't get to be scattered abroad. And for our friends, there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. You can't always be smiling at your friends. There's some times where, like Mrs. Olorunda said, you have to leave my house, not out of spite or strife, but out of love, because they want you to be better. So if you have a friend that you've been babysitting, or in the name of, I don't want to get my friend angry, I think it's time, we're saying that it's time that you take stronger actions and help your friends. You putting them in your house or pampering them is not helping them, it's actually destroying them more. I think that's pretty much sums all we've said today.
And our faith must produce results.
Yes, faith is equals to corresponding action.
Yes,
don't be irresponsible with your faith, show results. Finally, you could also reach us at, if you still have questions, maybe you've not answered all of your questions, you could reach out to us through an email showing on the screen right now on our email address, or you could reach out to either of them in their personal Facebook addresses. It's showing on the screen right now too. We would like to hear from you. We would love to hear your comments. Don't forget to reach out. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been an enlightening one. Thank you very much, Ma. Until we see you again next week. My name is Rachel. Be again then.
God is ready for you.